Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wei Tai. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, college volunteers in Jakarta, Indonesia show youngsters who grew up near a landfill how to better care for their personal hygiene. In our daily feature on Taiwan's traditional trades, we take a look at one long-standing peanut oil factory that produces oil the old way while innovating new business strategies to meet market demands. And later, one city volunteer in Taiwan demonstrates the essence of green fashion by turning unused fabric or second-hand clothes into beautiful new pieces. District Bantar Gebang in Bekasi City in Indonesia's West Java has the country's largest trash dump. Children in the district grow up scavenging the waste with little awareness of the health risks involved. Recently, a group of college city volunteers from Jakarta came to the community to teach health education to the children. The children of Dinamika Elementary School are having plenty of fun playing games with these college students from Jakarta who are having a hard time breathing the air of Bantar Gebang, home to Indonesia's largest trash dump.
I hesitated when I heard that we're going to come to a landfill and that we couldn't wear masks. I wasn't sure if I could tolerate the smell. It smells really bad here, but no matter what, I won't put a mask on.
Bantar Gebang district has Indonesia's largest landfill that is the only home known to many of the children here.
Children are littering quite freely, especially first graders. If you go to their homes, you would see rubbish everywhere. I think growing up in an unhygienic environment has affected them deeply.
The college volunteers lead children in the cleanup of their school, getting them to take off their shoes before entering the classroom. Next, it is time for a lesson in germs and proper hand washing.
Kata-katanya, kalau cuci tangan kapan aja coba?
Itu mau kesini. Sesudah bermain, mau makan, sesudah makan, sebelum masuk ke toilet, sesudah masuk ke toilet.
After school, most children head straight to the landfill to scavenge. Their future may be uncertain, but a caring hand from strangers can always steer them in the right direction. Similarly, in Sabah Island in Malaysia, garbage has always been a part of the residents' lives. However, in recent years, with the help of city volunteers, slowly the island is cleaning up its act. Recently, a local school also invited volunteers to give a lecture on recycling.
How can garbage turn into gold? This is exactly what these 200 high school students from Sabah Island in Malaysia are here to find out. After a simple explanation by Tzu volunteers, the children divide up into groups to try their hand at turning garbage into gold.
I'm convinced that these children don't know that these plastic bags can be recycled. So within the best of my abilities, I try to explain to them how these bags can be recycled and turned into gold.
In order to encourage students to look after this earth, Pulau Gaya High School invited Tzu volunteers from the nearby Kota Kinabalu to hold a seminar for the students.
Sushi Foundation is one of the NGOs, organization outside that come to our school to help us to make sure everything clear about the villagers' mind, teachers' mind, and also the student mind is what the sense of the belonging of our environment.
Asla bin Saflai just recently returned from Taiwan after learning more about Tzu's recycling program, which prompted him to start a similar program at the school. He even purchased several DaAi technology items to show his students.
As a teacher, I also want my school clean, and the environment around the school is very good. So for sure, someone had to lead the way. So I think I have to lead the way.
Behind Aslan's commitment are Tzu volunteers, who are here to help ensure that these recycling habits can take root in the school and the community at large.
Good habits can help save the earth. By slowly learning how to recycle, you become true people with true humanitarian spirit.
I hope that this island can be the prettiest island in Sabah. Here many people still throw their garbage everywhere, so I thought today's seminar was great. For the sake of our island, I'm willing to change.
With a teacher willing to give his time and students willing to learn, let's hope that Gaia Island will clean up its act and become a model for other islands to follow.
Students from Chaoyang University of Technology in Taiwan went on a 15-day trip to Myanmar, where they volunteered for the poor and gave out second-hand clothing and toys to those in need. The eye-opening experience gave the young adults a new perspective on life.
With the heart to give to those in need, students from Taichung's Chaoyang University of Technology traveled over 2,000 kilometers to Myanmar for a 15-day trip, where they accompanied poor students and helped drug addicts to make a fresh start.
You'll realize when they sincerely say thank you, though it is a simple word of appreciation, it makes you really happy. I will serve others for all my life.
In Taiwan, we often spoke to the students about knowing and cherishing their blessings, but it's only when they are there that they realize how fortunate they are. We can buy clothes for $180, but to them, it's not something money can solve.
Seeing those less fortunate always inspires us to cherish what we have. Among the students, Zhu Shouhui, whose parents were divorced when she was little, was raised by her mom who had to work odd jobs to support her 4 children.
I have seen many different things, and I realize that though I am not very well off compared to others, I still feel very blessed and fortunate.
Knowing the opportunity to volunteer abroad is not easy to come by. Apart from the subsidiary she received, Zhu also worked side jobs to pay for her trip.
I paid the trip with the red envelope I've saved from when I was little, as well as the money I've earned from my part-time job. Then I worked out how much more needs to be covered.
The students all realized whether it is the good things or challenges that come along are all part of what makes them grow stronger in life.
In central Taiwan, farmers living around DaAi Mountains plant crops like peanuts and sweet potatoes due to the limited rainfall in the area. There used to be many mom-and-pop peanut oil refineries in Shalu, which help local peanut farmers turn their harvest into peanut oil, which fetches a better price. We now introduce you to a factory that has been around for 60 years and still insists on making peanut oil the old-fashioned way.
In central Taiwan, peanut farmer Xu Qizong brings his freshly harvested peanuts to this processing plant. This plant has been making peanut oil in the old-fashioned way for over 60 years.
You have to check to see if the peanuts have been thoroughly cooked. This way they smell more fragrant. This is not ready yet. It needs some more cooking.
Baking is the most important step in the oil-making process. Ms. Liang crushes open a peanut by hand to make sure all the moisture has been removed. Otherwise, the oil will be poor quality.
You have to crush the peanuts. This enhances the flavor. Not many people use this nowadays. In Taiwan, we're probably the only ones still using a stone wheel like this. It's the oldest one in use.
The stone wheel weighs over 100 kilograms. As it turns and churns, the peanuts are pulverized. A wood oven is then used in the steaming process.
This was done by hand. It used to be bigger. Now it's more compact, which makes more oil.
There used to be many peanut oil refineries in Salu. As due to the climate, most of the farmers here plant low-water use crops for a living. Peanut was the most common due to its high yield, and the fact that peanut oil further increases a farmer's income.
We don't get much water here on DaAi Mountain. Without enough water, how can we plant rice? So we plant peanuts.
However, the industry was unable to withstand the change in times.
In Shalu, there used to be about 12 or 13 peanut oil refineries, but several of them went on to do something else because the work was too hard.
There was no soybean oil in the past. It wasn't readily available back then, but it's quite cheap now. Now it's peanut oil that costs more.
This refinery continues to operate, unwilling to serve the ties it has built with local farmers.
They are understaffed, so they cannot keep a constant watch at each station. That's why I'm helping out. It's been like this for at least 40 years. I'm now 76 years old.
Some farmers don't plant a lot, so they can't take their harvest to a big processing plant, so we're helping these farmers out. Otherwise, they would have nowhere to turn to.
Keeping the traditional value and flavor alive, this oil refinery intends to keep the aroma of peanut oil flowing for generations to come.
The peanut oil refinery that we saw in the last piece has been in operation for over 60 years, despite facing various business challenges. Its third-generation owners are doing their best to adapt and make changes to their business to keep the traditional flavor of peanut oil alive.
At 25 years old, Zhang Binghao is working hard to build a career for himself. As a third-generation peanut oil maker, the young man is delivering finished goods with his mother.
When we make oil deliveries, the seniors say it's a pity we see each other only a couple times a year. So I cherish my time with them, because they're all quite old already.
Door-to-door delivery is but part of family-like service from years of partnership.
They
have excellent service, and that's why they deliver my oil. They do that when they are done making the oil. Otherwise, how can an old man like myself haul the oil?
The young Binghao is still learning how to make peanut oil properly at the family's 60-year-old plant. Besides the tedious steps, he has to endure the high temperatures.
The work environment gets really hot to the point that it's unbearable sometimes. That's why many people couldn't stay in the job. Some left after working just a half day.
Still, Binghao pushes on inside the plant while his older sister takes on sales. Together, the siblings want to breathe new life into the family business. The family's yellowish transparent peanut oil has acquired quite a following over the years.
This old shop is really solid. Their product doesn't cut corners. The oil is 100% pure. We have grown to like the taste, and that's why my family and friends all come here to buy oil.
For over 60 years, the Zhangs have been selling peanut oil in Salu. Zhang Binghao's father, Zhang Mingyu, also inherited the plant from his own father. With over 40 years of experience, Mr. Zhang hopes his son will pick up the baton too.
This type of traditional oil making is a dying industry. Only making it the old way produces this kind of flavor and also the human warmth.
Since small, I've been watching my father make oil. It has been many years now. I don't think I will move on to something else. Since I can't abandon it, I will modify it and make it better.
The siblings are trying to modify their business and expand. They plan to start selling their product over the internet.
If we do not reform our business model, this type of traditional industry will die out and eventually fade away.
Opening up the plant as a tourist attraction has also been set in motion. And together, Binghao and Ling Yun will forge a new path for themselves.
In today's episode of our continuing series on Taiwan's elevators, we explore energy-saving ideas. Though elevators can be designed to generate electricity as well as using it, the best way to save power is still to take the stairs.
It's lunchtime at a busy office in Taiwan. Footsteps ring out on the stairwell, but the elevator is strangely deserted.
After the stairs, just around the corner, the cafeteria is there. It's easier than taking the elevator.
With the office restaurant only a couple of steps away via the stairs, staff naturally stop using the elevator. Taking it in his stride, this office worker climbs the stairs to the 9th floor without breaking a sweat. He says he treats it as regular exercise.
Our foundation once did an interesting survey which found that when going down, if an elevator is only carrying 1 to 2 people, it uses more power. So I take the stairs going up and down.
In our company, taking the stairs has become part of the culture. Unlike other places, which put up lots of posters, if you design it right, with the user in mind, walking up the stairs is very nice, and you can exercise too. In fact, a lot of staff enjoy taking the stairs.
Taking the stairs saves you going to the gym and can also cut your carbon footprint. Another way to save resources is to make the elevator more eco-friendly.
The motor and generator are two sides of the same coin. If you feed electricity into it today, it responds by moving. But the other way around, if it moves or the force on it increases, it will produce electricity, which is a conversion of natural force.
In the case of a 12-person elevator, if each person weighs 50 kilos, when the elevator is full, its weight will be 600 kilograms, which is greater than the counterweight. So the motor will use electricity to pull the elevator up. But when it goes down, more than saving energy, it can generate power. Conversely, if there's only one passenger, the elevator can produce electricity as it rises, but will use electricity going down. But the best way to save electricity is to choose the stairs instead of the elevator. People can be influenced by the way the floor plan is designed.
Don't put the elevator in the most central location. If the staircase is in a very attractive lobby, people coming inside will enjoy taking the stairs.
For example, when you come through our entrance, when you see this wide staircase, you'll like how it looks and very naturally take visitors upstairs.
With a little forward thinking, an attractive design and an artistic touch, the staircase can pull in crowds of people. Energy-saving ideas will always be a good investment for the future.
Although the Earth Day has passed, Hualien City Elementary School continued to remind children to reduce energy use. The students experienced a day without the whirring fans and learned to value electricity and resources.
Under a clear blue sky with the temperature over 30 degrees Celsius, students are having an outdoor PE class in the sun. Once over, they rush to the fountain for a drink. Inside the classroom, the students fan themselves because the electric fans are off.
It's very hot and we cannot turn on the fan. It feels uncomfortable.
The fans in the classroom are in a halt position, not because they're broken, but because the school wants to teach the 4th graders a lesson.
We have to learn to value natural resources because they can be depleted one day.
Some students say that they can no longer live without using electricity. This is to remind us that when life is this convenient, can we reduce our cravings and contribute a little something to our world?
At Hualien City Elementary School, the next generation are learning how to coexist with the earth.
Tzu Chi volunteer Jian Lixiang from Kaohsiung turns scraps of material, old clothes, into beautiful bags and purses that are sold at Tzu Chi bazaars. This hobby is a personal salute to green fashion.
In Kaohsiung's Linja district, Jian Lixiang and her husband run a dry cleaner. In addition, in recent years, Jian Lixiang has also worked hard to breathe new life into discarded clothing.
This is one of the pieces that I've worked on. It was too loose here and too long here, so I tailored the dimensions and pulled it in a bit here.
This was a skirt donated to our recycling station. Look at what Li Xiang was able to do. She turned it into a beautiful jacket.
Jian Lixiang only began to study sewing after joining Tzu Ji, and never imagined that she would go on to make beautiful bags and purses that would be sold for charity.
This material is really good. It's not right to throw away such good material, so we'll work with it a bit to give it new life. We try not to waste anything. Because my mother is chubby and couldn't buy clothes that fit her, so I tailored this for her.
Li Xiang's work in giving new life to clothing has also directly benefited her family. Every Chinese New Year, she makes a set of new clothing for her mother-in-law and daughter.
This idea of recycling is already being used in our daily lives. My mom is a good role model for us.
Any piece of cloth or clothing that is recycled or given to us, she can do wonders with.
Under Li Xiang's skillful hands, not only is the old given a new life, but the result are creations that often exceed the original piece in creativity and beauty.
Moving to New Taipei City's Wanli district, Han is a Tzu Ji care recipient who is mentally unstable. 6 months ago, Tzu Ji volunteers started visiting and caring for him, and recently caregivers also went to help Han clean up his living environment.
Volunteers remove rotting furniture and food out of the house. Everything, including the fridge and bed, are replaced. 53-year-old Han has been living by himself since his mother died. After many years alone, his mental health deteriorated until his family were unable to help him.
He got more and more unstable. I don't know how he turned out this way. As his condition worsened, he confined himself to this place for many years. I'm very grateful that the volunteers are here to help. I'm very touched and happy to see so many people.
6 months ago, Tzu Ji volunteers learned about Han's situation and started to visit him, even taking him to hospital in hopes that he could return to a normal life.
We encouraged him with love and care so that he could snap out of it, and he really changed so much.
While scrubbing, a volunteer encourages Han. On the day of the cleaning, not only was Han motivated to help, the volunteers also learned a lesson in life.
Seeing his living conditions, I'm grateful for what I have.
I want to thank all of the volunteers for helping me so much. I thank you all, and I wish you good health.
After his house is clean, Han puts out Buddhist scriptures and Tzu Ji monthly magazines as he looks forward to restarting his life from a new beginning.
Finally today in Johannesburg, South Africa, Tzu Ji volunteers have been sponsoring the local Ikamva Youth, an NPO that aims to empower disadvantaged students with food and student aid for its charges. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.